Hi there, boys, girls, and everybody outside and in between. A new month, as always, means new featured games. This month, we are featuring intellectual games. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Intellectual property games. So these games are all going to be based on some form of intellectual property. Books, movies, TV shows, what have you. And let's get started. First with Power Rangers, Heroes of the Grid. I know that I featured this in another month recently, but it fits the theme and I still haven't played it. It is a cooperative miniatures game where you and your teammates take on the roles of the Power Rangers and fight to save Angel Grove. Next is Dune Imperium. I am a big fan of Dune. Absolutely love the book. Really enjoyed the newest movie, and I still haven't played this game yet. But it mashes together a few different mechanisms, along with factions and characters from the universe, as you try to see who can control the spice and control everything. Up next is War of the Ring 2nd Edition. This is an absolutely epic board game in every sense of the word, based on The Lord of the Rings. One player is the Fellowship and the Forces of Light, the other is the Forces of Darkness. And although playing this, it will be on your table for a while, it keeps you engaged and entertained the whole time. Next is a couple of deck building games. I'm going to talk about them at the same time because if you've played one deck builder, you've essentially played them all, but these two have a couple of unique twists on the formula that I really enjoy. Attack on Titan and Rick and Morty. Attack on Titan introduces movement to deck building, which I think is really fun. You'll have your cards and your characters on the table in front of you, and you have to use certain cards to move them around and get them where they need to be, because you can never be certain what section of wall is going to be under attack by the Titans. And it's a great change from the usual buy the strongest card, play the strongest card method that deck builders tend to have. The Rick and Morty deck building game introduces Rick's portal gun, which will take you and all the other players to different dimensions. And in those different dimensions, rules might be different, things will score differently. Cards that are useless in one dimension are incredibly powerful in another. So this is not what I would recommend for people who want structure and to know what's going to happen. This is meant for people who enjoy chaos. A Game of Thrones, the board game 2nd Edition. This is a very well-loved game in my collection. It was one of the first that I bought when I started getting into board gaming as a hobby. In it, you play as one of the noble houses of Westeros, vying for control after the death of the king. Please don't let what happened in the show fog your perspective of this game. It is actually amazing. You'll be consolidating your power, marching your armies, forging alliances, breaking them just as quickly. Thematically speaking, this ties in incredibly well with the Game of Thrones universe. I really can't say enough good about it. This is one of my all-time favorite games. Always recommend it. And lastly for this month is DC Spyfall. In Spyfall, all the players are given a card telling them the location that they're at. Except for one player doesn't know the location, they just know that they're the spy. Nobody else knows who the spy is. So you take turns asking each other questions, trying to figure out who doesn't know where the rest of you actually are. With the DC version of that, you have characters and locations taken straight from the comics. Some of the characters have specific powers that let them do different things during the game. It is always a lot of laughs, and with guaranteed quick rounds, you're not going to play this just once. And now, time to organize. And that's this month's featured games. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments, let me know some of your favorite games based on other intellectual properties. I would love to hear it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.